All right. Uh, I kind of decided to make that impromptu rambling about season two and the state of the game while drinking my Diablo coffee or whatever. I don't know if you can see it. But anyway, I decided that's the best time to make it before I've taken on the Uber bosses, all the new challenges that they brought with season two, and he's doing so might retain some positivity in my overall thoughts and my overall opinion about all that's going on with the game. And yeah, it might spare you the downer shit that usually goes along with a video like that. Because right now the moods are, Diablo 4 mid. It's not that bad. It's mid. It's okay, but yeah, season two, it's kind of okay as far as like if you're looking at it in perspective after season one, after season of the Malignant. And yeah, that makes sense because it's a better gameplay experience overall, and the game is, let's say, far better than it was back a couple of months ago. Still, there are some things that are quite irritating, at least for me. And I know there's probably a developer's reason behind all that. I know there's probably some technical, you know, little details that we, the player base, would never understand. I mean, at least speaking for myself, I'm not you know, a guy who understands code, a guy who understands how game development works and all that. So what I'm talking about is that waiting for specific interactions while you do your objectives. And I know this probably because of the always online and that it's a server and you have to wait for something to happen or for something to, for example, when you're freeing a prisoner, or when you're in the blood harvest, when you're freeing a villager, or when you're opening a cage, or when you're opening a portal, when you're interacting with the blood well. All of that takes, like, I can see that they've adjusted some of those. For example, in some of the dungeons, because people were pretty vocal about these before that, but right now these are new, like with the season of blood, with the blood harvest interactions and clicking on stuff along the map. And it just coincides with monsters spawning all over the place, and quill rats and all that shooting at you, and you projectiles just flying around, you being like, for example, poison. And you have to, like, I don't know, you have to find a window of opportunity to just click on something and wait it out and hope that you're not gonna get interrupted. And it's not even a challenge of some sort, it's just nuisance. It's just something that really kind of, you know, ruins the flow of combat. And I can't see any reason why you cannot have it instant, because the depositing of the harvest nodes or whatever these are, like in the outer of, I'm not sure if I can find a good example, but let's see if we've got like Venus nodes or whatever these were. Yeah, harvest Venus nodes. Sorry, from enemies. When you deposit those in the altar, it's instant and it spawns the, you know, a bunch of monsters and all that. So why can't you have that with the ravaged corpse? Why can't you have it with the all the rest of the shit and the portal as well? I mean, okay, it takes some time for the game to like calculate where you have to go or something, because it's a server ticking issue probably or something like. But just give me a I don't know, a longer. I'm gonna get like lynched for that probably. People are gonna raise the pitchforks, but I would rather have a couple of seconds longer loading screen, because right now I presume that most of us are playing on SSD and this is not gonna be a big issue, but I would much rather take a sip of coffee or water while waiting for a loading screen instead of like trying to find the perfect safe spot to press T and wait for, hope that something's not gonna shoot me in the back or something like that, or monsters are not gonna spawn. Because in the Blood Harvest, everything is spawning like randomly, hectically all over the place. You just see monsters spawning on top of you, monsters spawning everywhere. People are running around, people are summoning all the shit. Yeah, it's supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be a like non-stop action. This is an ARPG, but I mean, or at least give me a bubble or something. But yeah, this is probably gonna be like a bit cheaty, having a invulnerability bubble or something. But become unstoppable probably when, I guess, yeah, if you become unstoppable again, that would be exploitable. But yeah, I don't know, figure it out. I mean, I just wanna, for example, the door's ringing. I mean, I have to get up or someone's like, I have to do something. Like, I want to, like in DTO, I want to, open the town portal and just walk in and have that instantly. Now I have to like kill everything. Hope that spiders or some shit won't spawn from the corpse of, the things I've killed already, and hope that something's not gonna spawn and something's not gonna, you know what I mean. It's just, I've rambled too much about that. It's fucking annoying. I mean, Jesus Christ. And combine that with, and just a side note, making a season mechanic around the most annoying type of monster that you could think of. I mean, those bats flying away from you. I think that the design of monsters that teleport out or run away from you like that should be punishable by that. I mean, this is just super annoying, man. I mean, monsters should be running up to you, eager to die on your sword. Yeah, and or at least die trying. I mean, but yeah, running away like that, all these bats and shit. Okay, every once in a while, but just the whole seasonal theme designed around fucking bats flying around. Okay, never mind about that. Okay, next thing they've talked a lot about on the campfire chats, and the community's been pretty vocal about it, all that, is the inventory management, the issue with the lack of stash space and all that, and how they're going to find a way to improve that and all that. I mean, yeah, all right, I can see that already we're getting like a bit of an improvement with the gems, but we gotta continue thinking in that direction though. And if we're gonna have more seasons, yes, we are going to have more seasons. We're gonna have more content. I mean, the game really desperately needs more variety in items and all of that. And by adding more of that, I could expect that the issue with the lack of stash and inventory space is gonna increase. I mean, all of that stuff's gonna end up, I don't know where, but if for example we have another season with something that adds, for example, just imagine an expansion where we have runes or something like that, where we want to have rune words and shit like that. And if we're getting runes like crazy, where are we gonna put those? For hopefully we're gonna get a I don't know, something like a separate stash for it. But you know what I mean, like for example, now we've got all the gurgling, blackened femurs, trembling hands, exquisite blood, and all that, just dumped in the consumable stash, along with all the elixirs, all the dungeon shit, and the nightmare sigils and all that. And yeah, we don't have like gems now, but we have that, and we want to run bosses, and I haven't even gotten to the point where I will be running bosses all the time. If hopefully I will. I mean, I hope it's challenging and it's interesting, and I will have the incentive to do it. So that would mean collecting some of that shit, and so yeah, I mean, I have to dump it in a inventory, in a stash tab, I guess. But then again, look at my stash tab. Right, this is like only one character. I haven't leveled anything else that season, and we're looking at some shit. I mean, I stopped doing that like when I was level 60. I just stopped extracting bullshit. I only extract if I get a perfect roll on something. And yeah, I mean, these are, I should probably clear that up because some of these are low level and all that, but it gets to the point where you just can't. It's like in PoE when you log into standard and you look at your inventory and you say, okay, I'm not playing standard ever again. I'm not dealing with that. So this is something like that. But and then again, look at what I'm keeping. I'm just keeping uniques and just some stuff that I would need for my other build, because I've switched builds, because I've got a Dome and Stone dropped from a fire chest, which was completely random, and I was pretty excited. But yeah, I'm just keeping like the baseline uniques that I might need for something, and then we've got all that shit. And yeah, I mean, okay, we haven't filled our inventory yet because I already know what I want, but in in preseason, I was like filled to the brim with bullshit, and because we really did not know what we were gonna need and all that. But I guess that would filter out with time, and we would kind of, stop hoarding all that nonsense. But if we get more stuff added, eventually we would have to have like a number of additional stash tabs. I just can't see any other option unless there is a way to like do something with that cultist guy. People have already suggested it. People have already talked about it. What if we get like yeah, we do have a codex or something. I mean, right now we do have that, but imagine that if we could somehow store these aspects that we've extracted already, and have like a stash or some storage with the occultist, something that we could pick from there, and something that's unlimited, or for example that has a one slot for each non-codex legendary power. And you would have probably the baseline or the default what's it called, like the lowest row or something, just like in the codex, and you would have an option to upgrade it, much like you're upgrading your other pieces of gear. And imagine that we get like something like legendary powder or something like that. I don't know, just some craftable shit that's really rare and that you can get from bosses and all that, and you get to like apply that aspect on an item from the occultist. Pick it from a list, pick it from a storage from the occultist, not from your stash space. Apply it there, and have an option to like re-roll that, re-roll the ranges, re-roll the the numericals with a super rare crafting mat that you get from, let's say, I don't know, bosses or health eyes or something like end game stuff. And that way you would only need to statistically pick that legendary power, like that legendary with the aspect on it once, and extract it, and or keep it like the item itself for backup if you want to, but something like that. But right now you're just picking up all the every legendary that drops, extracting that, hoping for a good roll, keeping it, because I might try a different build, but if I try it and it sucks, then I'll have to go back. But if I use my old pants and I apply a new aspect on these, then I would need, if I go back to my other build, I would need that aspect there as well again. So I need to have a backup perfect roll, and you're like pilfering through all that, picking up all these useless legendaries, and just spending like 10 minutes like an idiot at the blacksmith figuring out if you want to, do we want to salvage that, do I want to extract it, will I ever need it, how many times I'm gonna reroll my character, what if I need it, what if I need that perfect, I mean, it's just bullshit. And that would, for example, solve that loot pinata galore, that I mean, that thing that is the next topic that is quite annoying for me. I just really cannot stand Diablo 3 PDR level of loot explosions, and it just ruins the feeling of a I don't know. It feels like I'm playing a mod or something, like in the old days of D2 when we had these really crazy mods where shit was dropping like crazy, and it just PDR stuff. I mean, I don't like it. Okay, people might like it. People might like seeing all these stars and all that, these beams and all that. I want to be excited when something significant happens and something cool drops, and getting showered with all that, you just lose all that feeling of significance. Nothing's ever special. And I just think that if you get a system like that where you need only once to have the aspect extracted, and then you upgrade it with some crafting mat that drops from bosses or something like that, or from some event, I don't know. That would eliminate the need for all these showers of loot, because you won't be you won't have to hunt for these better numbers. You would just need the mats to upgrade to them, like to get the good roll, and it would be like a guaranteed crafting type of deterministic thing, because if you have the materials, you have the base, you just you craft it up to like 100% or whatever. And yeah, it might be too easy, I don't know. Depends on, balance and drop rates and all that, but right now I just think that that shit that you're having in the middle of the blood harvest with the three siphons, or with the three blood altars, that you put 150 blood lures, which is something that you can get in 15 minutes of farming blood harvest at that point. And if you get a couple of players doing that and you get showered with loot, and it just, I don't know, man, it looks like child's play. It's just not Diablo. It's, I don't know what it is, but it's just complete other bullshit for me at least. And I really hope that something changes in the future, which kind of brings that old feeling of of significance to rares and to uniques and all that. And speaking of uniques, smart loot is actually dumb loot, and smart loot is something that I really hate in certain situations like here, because um okay, if it's an MMO, I guess, yeah, smart loot, all that. But with smart loot, what you're having now is like a drop pool of one item. For example, I don't know. I mean, if I cannot drop a helmet or something that's for another character, and or a staff or something like that, and yeah, I'm dropping staffs as a druid. But if I'm a barb, you'll never see staff or shit like that, or you'll never see, sorcerer of hands and all that, or totems, and that means you are seeing less of a variety of items, but you're showered with the one thing that could drop for you, and you're getting it all. Like in my situation, it's the same with like the Basili spray or whatever that helmet is. I've been dropping that thing like 10 times already, and it's just every time it drops, I know it's that one, and there's no excitement to it, and it's. I mean, yeah, it could be Andario's or Shaco or something like that, but I don't know. Is it possible to be? I'm not sure. But the thing is that yeah, if you have like a lot of items that the loot table could choose from, and you get excited for another character's best in slot item, and then that might incentivize you to build another character, and or for example, build a specific character design for farming, hell tides or something like that. But because right now with that itemization, the character's journey is always the same, and there are no like magic finding characters. There are no like smiters. There are no like uber killers like in D2 when you get a paladin with Draco's grasp and that. Because I mean, yeah, it's basically every character is a reskin, and the journey is just the same, and you've got that smart loot that drops shit for you. Yeah. I don't know if I've made the perfect point, but I just I think smart loot is dumb loot, and I would really wish to see items for other classes with dropping like in my druid playthrough, let's say, because that might mean that I would wake one day up from bed and just say, "Hey, I've got this item," and or see a guide online where someone's figure out a super cool interaction with some items that I already have, and that would make me rethink like, am I gonna roll that character? Maybe I'll try it, but right now I just don't want to start from the beginning, get all that scaling of the items and all that itemization thingy and all the journey that it is literally the same for every character, and just get to, farming world tier 4 and hope, like, go through all the normal then sacred and ancestral bullshit. I mean, I don't know, it's just me probably. I mean, I know it's not just me, but yeah, coffee's running out, gotta do something else in the meantime. And there was all like just little points that I wanted to, like, get them out of my system, and talk a bit about the game right now, because that's what people are doing right now, right? I think. But yeah, I mean, I wanted to do it right now before before I've leveled over 80 or something, and before I've taken on the Uber bosses, and before I've lost interest in the game, considering like what people are saying that they're too easy and all that. So yeah, if I face these bosses and it turns out that it's a joke, and I would not have the incentive to play anymore, so I would probably cash out and not have the patience to do these 20 minutes of talking again. So yeah, this is it for now. Share your thoughts, obviously. Just hit me down in the comment section, whatever you like, subscribe and all that. You just, have fun with the game. I think just season of blood is a step in the right direction, and we're getting a lot of improvements, and hopefully one day we would get to enjoy the game the way we always wanted to. Okay, thanks for joining. Bye bye.